Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're out here to do some ballistics testing with the 7.5 FK. We previously did a video on the new PSD pistol from FK BRNO. If you'd like to learn more about this handgun, we have an entire video dedicated to it, and I'll put a link to that just above. Today we're going to be using two new flavors of 7.5 FK ammo for our testing. Both of these rounds, one of them weighs 101 grains, the other one weighs 95 grains. They're stepping out right around 2,000 feet per second, and we're going to be shooting them at some body armor. I'd like to thank the guys over at shotstop.com for sending the body armor for today's testing. If you would like to swing by and check them out, I'll put a link to their website down in the video description below. This is soft armor, and this is level 3A soft armor. And then we have some hard armor that is level 3+. So we'll shoot at the soft armor first. If we get through that, we'll try the plate armor and see how we fare. We're just going to be testing these two different rounds, and we're going to get everything set up. We're going to be shooting at about 7 yards, and we have some pumpkins to tape the body armor to, just to kind of get an idea of how much blunt force trauma there is when these rounds do impact the armor, or perhaps even penetrate it. Let's get started. Mr. Pumpkin, are we going to protect you? What do you think?
I think she's punching right through.
I think Mr. Pumpkin's in trouble. I have faith in the 7.5 FK. All right. Mr. Pumpkin, I hope you make it till October. We'll see.
We'd like to thank our friends over at Big Daddy Unlimited for helping to support this video and other videos that we produce. Guys, if you would like to support us here at the Military Arms channel, please swing by and check out Big Daddy Unlimited. You can do that by going by militaryarms.org, checking out that big yellow link at the very top of the page, clicking it, and becoming a member for just 99 cents. If you would like to stay a member going forward, you can do so for 20% off using that link, which is just $7.99 a month. And what is BDU? Well, basically think of it as the Sam's Club of the online world. So again, please swing by and check out Big Daddy Unlimited.
All right, guys, here we go. We're going to start off with the 101 grain solid copper bullet that has a blunt nose to it. And this round is stepping out at an advertised velocity of 1,950 feet per second. We have shot these over the chronograph, and they are moving right at 2,000 feet per second. First up is our soft armor. And let's see what this FK round can do. I saw pumpkin fly. That's got a little kick to it. Well, guys, I'm sad to report that our pumpkin will not make it to Halloween at our house, and the kids won't be carving it because that 101 grain bullet passed right through this level 3A body armor like it wasn't even there. It blew right on through and out the back of the pumpkin. It is safe to say that particular load out of that handgun will easily defeat level 3A body armor. All right, let's try the second round that we have out here, which is a 95 grain copper bullet, and it's a hollow point, but it's made so that the edges of the hollow point will peel away and just leave a copper slug as it passes through soft tissue. Let's see what it does with body armor and see if it can actually make it through our pumpkin as well. That first round that we fired was the 101 grain stuff, which was for dangerous game and personal defense. The stuff that we're going to shoot now is 95 grain solid copper bullet with a machined hollow point, and on the box it says nose discarding. Okay, so basically what it's saying is that the nose that forms that hollow point will just peel away, leaving that copper core. I have that round loaded into the magazine. Let's go ahead and load up the PSD. We'll aim a little bit to the right and a little bit higher, and we'll see if this round's going to make it through our level 3A soft armor. Wow. I'm going to say yes. So here in the front, you can see this is where our 101 grain round went through, and here's the 95 grain round. Let's go ahead and cut it open. Both of them passed right through the armor and through the pumpkin. You'll notice on the back, this was the 101 grain round that left this bigger exit wound, and this was the 95 grainer there. So peel this off. We can see fibers of Kevlar, obviously easily passed right through. And some blunt force trauma where you can see it pushed in here. That's from the 95 grainer, I think. More blunt force trauma, it seems like, with the 95 grain bullet than the 100 grainer or 101 grainer. Yeah, definitely. This is where the 101 went in. And this is where the 95 grain went in. So it definitely had more blunt force trauma, which means it's probably traveling a little bit slower once it came through the armor, which would make sense because it left a smaller exit wound. Either way, they both punched right through that 3A soft armor. So that means we're going to step it up to the hard armor. All right. All right.
Good.
All right. There we go. Good enough. I think our pumpkin's a little bit nervous right now. I would be if I was on the other side of this armor. Let's see what they can do. All right, guys, we're back to the DSE cartridge, which is the 101 grain copper flat nose bullet, doing 2,000 feet per second, and we got some pretty much plate armor down there, and we're gonna see if this thing is gonna make it through. All right, here we go. All right, so our 101 grain bullet hit right here, split our tape, pushed the pumpkin back and turned it slightly to the right. I hit slightly to the right of the plate, the way I'm facing, and it did not penetrate. I can see some blunt force trauma back there. I can see some orange goo, but not a whole lot. So, not a whole lot of backface deformation I can see. We'll take the plate off here in a moment after we shoot the 95 grain round at this same pumpkin and plate setup. We're going to put this tape back in place here, turn our pumpkin back towards me, and it's also worth noting, guys, this pumpkin only weighs about 10 pounds, and when that round hit this plate, it's more like ceramic plate, but when it hit this plate, it only pushed it back and slightly turned it. In Hollywood, you'll see a 9mm round send a 200-pound man flying. That's not how things really work in the real world. So I thought that was interesting to point out. All right, we're all set up. Let's see what the 95 grain bullet does. All right, guys, this is the 95 grain round. This is the HTE. It is a machined hollow point, and it's doing about 2,000 feet per second again. All right, let's see what this does to our hard armor. All right, guys, so that round hit right over here underneath the tape, went in right here, kind of turned the pumpkin a little bit to my left. On the back, a little bit of back face deformation, definitely did not make it through the armor, so let's go ahead and cut the armor off. And yeah, that's not too bad. It's gonna leave a little bit of a bruise, but not very bad at all. It easily stopped both those rounds. And our pumpkin, it's mushy, and that's what we call backface deformation. That's what you'll have if you are wearing that armor and you take a round from the 7.5 FK. That's going to leave right there where that gooey part is. That's going to leave a nasty black bruise, but you'll at least live to tell the story. All right, guys, so we have set up the meat target, which consists of a watermelon, ribs front and rear, and then we have the level 3 soft panel in front of it. Now, the soft panel is only designed to stop 9mm 357 Magnum and 44 Magnum. The 7.5 blew right through it, both loads that we have out here. However, the 101 grain blunt nose seemed to pass through the armor more quickly and more easily, so that's what we're going to use in this test. So we're going to actually shoot the body armor and our meat target. This is the plate armor that we hit with both rounds, And this is actually designed, because I didn't mention this before in the video, to stop 7.62 by 51 NATO and even 5.56 by 45 NATO. So this is actually designed to stop rifle rounds. So it's not surprising it stopped the 7.5 FK, but still, it was pretty interesting. And what's funny is you can see the copper bullets poking their little eyes out in there in the body armor. All right, so here we go. Soft armor, meat target, 101 grain, dynamic shock effect, dangerous game, 7.5 FK. Here we go. All right, guys, so that 101 grain round hit perfectly right here. And once again, it easily passed through the body armor. Cut that off. You can see how it ripped the outer layer. You can see how it just drove right through the Kevlar. Here you can see where it hits the pork rib. Look at the blunt force trauma to the meat, plus the bullet hole. May have hit a rib going through. The tape held everything together, so the watermelon didn't blow up. Let's go ahead and cut this off. Wow, man, we direct hit on a bone. Direct hit on that bone right there. After going through the body armor, it destroyed that pork bone. Look at the damage to the watermelon, guys. So it carried a lot of speed through the body armor and through that pork bone, right on out the back. Here we can see, guys, again, a solid hit on a pork bone on the way out, and it exited. That bullet has left the building. Amazing penetration. And absolutely catastrophic damage to the watermelon. Wow, what a vicious round. Nothing short of amazing, guys. That's just really, really cool. Man. Well, guys, I don't think we can argue that the 7.5 FK is an absolute freight train. That thing is a powerhouse. We shot it into the level 3A body armor. It passed right through this, both loads that we fired, and passed right through our pumpkin. Then we went ahead and set up against the meat target. And once again, we fired one of the blunt nose 101 grain copper bullets at it. It passed right through the soft armor yet again, went through a layer of pork ribs, through a watermelon, and through another layer of pork ribs, hitting a bone, going in and exiting, and that bullet kept on going like a freight train on downrange. We'll never see it again. Not surprising, but man, that is a powerful handgun. And really, if you take a look at 7.5 FK versus 5.7 by 28, yeah, 7.5 FK is kind of chuckling over in the corner. All right, then we tried the level 3+ body armor, plate armor. This is rifle rated. It didn't make it through, not surprising, but we had to shoot it anyway. And again, guys, we like to thank the guys over at shotstop.com for supplying the body armor so we can do tests like these. Downrange, we have a watermelon that's left over, and right here on the table, I have a 95 grain copper hollow point that we're going to blow up our last watermelon with, because we can't go home and leave this watermelon out here all by itself. We must destroy it. But before we do that, guys, if you'd like to support us here at the Military Arms channel, the best way to do that is to become a Patreon supporter. There's a link in the video description below. Give that link a click and become part of our Patreon family. Also, right here on YouTube, there's a little join button underneath the video player. Give that button a click and consider supporting us here on YouTube, because like so many other channels, we've been demonetized and we rely on you, our viewing audience, for support. And last but not least, guys, swing by and check out coppercustom.com. All right, Mr. PSD pistol, let's make a mess. Jeez. Even Jason's over there going, oh my God. There is nothing left on the table.